Really are.
Senior guard, number 34, John Patton.
I think we can hear Tom Eschman on the PA, so we will allow him the honor of introducing the starters.
Senior center, number 32, Troy Henderson. Lahser, senior center, number 33, Dave Freiberg. For Southfield, senior guard, number 24, Chris Sullivan. For Lahser, senior forward, number 52, Scott Skip. For Southfield, senior forward, number 13, Oronde Patterson. For Lahser, junior forward, number 41, Steve Wazinski. And for Southfield, senior forward, number 33, Galen Ardayfio.
Well, they surprised us. We thought the national anthem was going to be first, and then the introductions. Well, we got them for you. And Brink, who was in his first year as the varsity basketball coach at Southfield High School, and there is Mike with his back to you, Mike Fidio. Lahser Knights coming into this game. And, you know, Kevin, we talked about how they could be 11-9 at the end of the season had Kip played early in the year. Probably could have even been better, because usually when you come back off of an injury, you're not 100% when you begin it anyway.
And it's unfortunate that injuries are a part of the game, and at times when they take out a key player, that can take a toll on a team, and that's what happened to the Lahser Knights.
Okay, Freinger will jump it up with David Ardayfio, the two number 33s, and Sterling Black has it. Chris Sullivan getting the start. Now to Black. Left-hander is good. And we were going to talk about the lack of production from the guards, which we saw in the Troy game. It's good to see Sterling getting it off on the right foot. Or the left hand.
Should be interesting, Jim, to see how Southfield opens up here. That quick bucket has to help their confidence. As we noted, not playing on their home floor. That has to be a little bit of a factor for the Blue Jays. Got to get accustomed to the surroundings.
Reynolda Brown for three. The former Southfield Blue Jay puts it down. I don't know who they got in exchange for him.
Yeah, must have been a couple draft picks, I think. That had to feel good for Mr. Brown.
Sullivan, two-pointer if it goes. Brown with a rebound. 3-2 Lahser. Freinger on the baseline. The air ball rebounded by Troy Henderson. Trying to give him the middle of Oronde. And they're fighting, and they're going to be giving the basketball to the Lahser Knights, because the alternate possession, which flipped over to the Knights after Southfield won the opening tip. 6:55 first quarter, 3-2 Lahser.
Southfield here, Jim, employing sort of a half-court trap here, possibly to try and create some turnover and get an up-tempo game.
And Sullivan slaps it to Henderson. Oronde to Chris, baseline, blocked by Freinger. Actually, he didn't block it, Kip blocked.
Good save, though, by Sullivan to keep it in play.
Chris looking cross-court, gets it to Patterson, baseline. Sullivan, Black, baseline, double team. Chris open for three. Yes.
Now, when they pack that zone in like that, Southfield will have to bury those threes in order to open things up on the inside.
Well, the Blue Jays answer Renardo's three-pointer with one of Chris Sullivan's. Add that to the Sterling Black two-pointer. It's 5-3 Southfield. 2 minutes into this one at Lathrop. Freinger, Brown for three, and it's not any good. They let it go out of bounds, and I don't know what Slavinsky was thinking about that time, Kevin, but apparently he felt that it was tipped off of a Southfield player.
Yeah, he looked a little confused after the call, too, by the official.
Sullivan, Black, Ardayfio, Henderson, and Oronde. Sullivan, then Oronde, baseline. Goes down low in the box to Henderson, and the first foul of the game. Going to be on Freidinger. That'll be obviously his first, as we just mentioned.
Interesting note defensively, Jim. So far, Reynolda Brown has really been banging on Ardayfio, and they seem to be trying to double team David whenever the ball moves to the wings. So look for Lahser to try and use that most of the evening, particularly if it's effective.
Well, that's a sound that we heard all too often. The foul, by the way, was on Madden. Henderson in the basketball game, and Troy for the free throw line, 52.4%, splits the pair, and it is 6-3 Southfield with 5:35 to go in the first quarter. Southfield down to 53% as a team, and it has cost them, almost stolen by Patterson, and get it to Freidinger.
Good grab by the Blue Jays.
Exactly. They're using their speed and their quickness. There's Kip. He can't get it over Henderson. Runs it down. Troy gets it, picks it up, and the Blue Jays are on the run. Nice play by Reynolda. He throws it ahead. Will Kip outrun Ardayfio? No. David's got it. Ahead to Patterson. Baseline jumper. No good. Rebound Slazinski.
Ardayfio got away with a push-off foul, though, when he retrieved that loose ball.
Madden, foul line. Slazinski wide open, and he knows what to do with it.
Good movement there to find the open man.
Each team 5 points. Sullivan, Ardayfio, jumper good. It is a 7-5 basketball game now. David Ardayfio, it is a 8-5 basketball game. That is correct.
There's the trap.
Was wrong.
Good hands by the Jays there.
Black, ahead to Henderson, pulls up, can't get it. Oronde, no. Rebound, Henderson, back up, and in.
This is a big challenge, Jim, for Lahser to try and beat this pressure. Big challenge.
There's a steal by Patterson to Black, off the glass, and on the board.
Mike Video is going to call timeout here and discuss some strategy. John Madden is just being double teamed as soon as he crosses half court, and he has nowhere to go with the ball, and Southfield has stolen it twice. Of course, Fidio's complaining about there could have been a foul called on that last play, but good job, though, by the Blue Jays so far on that half-court pressure trap defense.
Before I say what I'm going to say, let me invite you to join the host, Kenneth Lawrence, and his guests as they bring a travelogue into your living room. Tune in Saturday at 6 o'clock and catch the sights and sounds of Hudson Bay Country. That's World Adventure Series on LO11 on WTBS, Channel 56 on Saturday afternoons. I apologize for my voice, but it's the only one I've got, and I'm going to have to live with it for a little while. One of the things I want to say, and I'll make it very, very quick, as an alum of Southfield High School, I am saddened and sickened by the events of early in the week. I guess it's tantamount to moving out of a house, selling your house, and moving on to other environs, and then finding out that some damage has been done. And hopefully whoever committed this crime will be caught, and hopefully everybody will be back to school and things will be back in order soon. Still not really sure when. Well, that pass eluded Freidinger, and when he grabbed it, he was on the baseline.
Now, once again, though, the Southfield defense causes that turnover. Lahser really having trouble trying to get the ball to the open man and break that double team.
Southfield doing an excellent job in the motion of their offense. So we did not see against Troy. Chris Sullivan, Ardayfio, David bounces baseline, Sterling Black, Henderson, or rather Patterson, into the hands of Slazinski. Slazinski comes into the game averaging almost 8 rebounds a contest. He's the only junior out there. Henderson fouls Brown, and it'll be the first Southfield foul. 3:10 to go, first quarter, 12-5 is our score. The scoreboard was wrong a little while ago. Did not give Patterson, or rather Henderson, credit on his free throw. Cross court, Kip turns around, fires. Ooh, they let a little bumping and hold and go there. Oh, ahead to Sullivan. He walked. Chris walked. It was a great pass from Ardayfio, but Chris got ahead of the pack, but he took the ball for a little walk.
One step too many, but like you said, a great outlet by Ardayfio. We saw some nice passes by him against Troy also.
Another good dimension when your big man can pass. That one off the hands of Kip and out of bounds. They definitely miss McClory because he is their leading three-point shooter. Had 21 of them in the first 13 ball games. Sullivan baseline, Slazinski all over him. Patterson, Black, the left-hander goes in, goes out, and Patterson puts it down.
That's a nice job of blocking out by Lahser. Nothing they could really do there. Patterson, just with some great leaping ability, leaps up for the putback.
You can see why Oronde is their leading field goal percentage shooter at 61.2%. Madden, there's the double team that Kevin talked about. Gets it to Slazinski. Steve off the knee of Ardayfio, but picked up by Madden. 2 minutes to go, first quarter. Southfield +9. Slazinski in the paint, fakes. Can't get it to go. Kip back up and down, and he was fouled by either Ardayfio or Henderson. But Scott Kip showing his strength inside, getting his first basket of the game.
Wow, mass substitutions by Southfield. I think we had 5 new guys in. Yep. Take a look at that last basket. Watch Kip now. Kip battles, gets the rebound, and
Slazinski has 2 and 5 and 4 and 2. Adds up to 11 last time I looked. Blue Jays, 4 for Sterling Black, 2 for Oronde Patterson, 3 for Sullivan, 3 for Henderson, and 2 for Ardayfio. So the wealth is spread, and now the Blue Jays come back with their first unit, the Eiserman line.
Yeah. Reynolda Brown, very impressive there in that first quarter. He's certainly filling in for Matt McClory very well.
He's fired up. Blue Jays have that starting unit back in there, the starting seniors. Hakeem Salaam is the other senior. We have not seen him so far. Black, baseline, Sullivan fires and fills it, and he had a hand in his face.
Tough shot by Sullivan, but he squared up, faced the basket, and drained it.
So Chris adds to his three-pointer with a deuce. Good job by Reynolda. Ball tipped out of bounds by Black, and it will remain Lahser ball.
That's a good way to break the pressure, Jim. Just dribble right through it, and that should create somebody to be able to get open, one of your teammates.
Just into the second quarter, Blue Jays up 5. Slazinski to Kip, but Ardayfio was there to knock it away. Sterling Black. Good job by Sullivan to pick up the loose ball on the baseline. Black, Sullivan, baseline, 3 if it goes, no. Oronde picks up the ball and has it knocked away by Ryan Males. Good play, but Ryan stepped on the line. Good hustle. 7:13 to go in the half. Southfield up 5. I like this unit for Southfield.
Yeah, Patterson really is impressive, too. He really impressed me with his game last week.
Sullivan adding a little more stability in the backcourt. And 2 of his first 3 shots went down. Oronde. Chris wanted that shot. Ardayfio. Left-hander by Sterling Black. Oh, I have to hand it to Southfield because of the fact that we did not see this much patience against Troy the other day.
Yeah, they're really moving the ball very well in their half-court offense.
That looked like over and back. Reynolda from the foul line, and he has 7 points. 18-13, Southfield, 6.5 to go in the half. Black, baseline.
Good to see him hitting, Jim. He struggled from the field against the game we did against Troy.
Good quick shot. Southfield up 7.
Nice
Good
feed.
pass into Slazinski. And a good patient, good job of patience, too, as he took the Freidinger pass and gets his second basket. Cross-court Black. He's on fire. Slazinski knows it. Under the Henderson. Males, good job of tipping the basketball. It was Kip who it was. They got his hand on the ball.
Boy, nice pass, though, on the baseline.
And we're going to get a timeout for Southfield with 5:55 to go in the second quarter. It is 20-15, and again, well, actually, I think one of the reasons that Southfield looks a little more animated is the fact that they are playing. They are playing off of a very intense and very good practice. They're very loose, and they are going to be playing in the Catholic Central District. And at halftime, we're going to talk about all of our franchise schools and where they're going to be playing. Now, where we're going to be next week will be one of two places. It's kind of strange for us to be able to narrow it down like this, but our next coverage will be a district final game at Madison if Oak Park is involved. And if Oak Park is not involved, we will be here at Lathrop for, well, if you want to project down the road, it could very well be Seaholm and Brother Rice, which should be a good one as well. But if Oak Park is involved, we will be there in as much as we're going to follow our franchise teams. We have a projection down the road that you folks will be, you will be glued to your TV sets for, or glued to your Maximus or something like that, watching this one. We'll talk a little bit about that in the second half, though. Right now, 5:55 to go, second quarter. Blue Jays up 5. Patterson, Henderson, Sullivan. A lot of traffic on the baseline. We're going to get a 3-second call.
Well, Oronde just got trapped there, Jim, and had three pair of hands in his face and really couldn't do anything but attempt to try and pass out, but not in time.
All right, that baseline acts as another defender, too. Baseline and sideline, try to keep it in the middle. Ryan Males with the basketball for Lahser. That Reynolda. So Ryan, he's open, and the right-hander is off the back iron. Both Freidinger and Henderson go up for it. Slazinski will trigger the inbound for the Knights. Inside the Kip, blocked by Ardayfio, but he got part of the body, and that'll be David's first foul. And we'll send Scott Kip to the line for 2 as John Madden comes back in, and Ryan Males sits down.
Good inbound, Jim, by 41, Steve Slazinski. Steve could have gone to the guard, but he found Kip inside. We'll take a look at that play. Now watch on the baseline, number 41, Steve Slazinski. Watch this now. Bullet pass inside to Kip, and Kip goes right up with it, and David Ardayfio draws the foul.
So Kip 4 out of 5 from the line. Now he has 6 points, and Oronde Patterson will sit down. And into the Southfield lineup returns Collins, and we're going to get a travel call. 20-17, the Blue Jays thought they had made their mark coming into the second quarter, scoring the first 6 points. 3-pointer by Brown, the front iron miss. And Sullivan, what a pass to Black. He waits for Kip to move and gets the shot to go.
Picture perfect fast break, super outlet by Sullivan. I got a good angle on that play, and he saw Black take off all the way.
I think the 10 points by Black is more points than all their guards had in the Troy game. There's a steal by Collins. He stepped on the sideline. Collins saw the basket, but didn't see the sideline.
Good hustle, though, by Collins to try and get that pass.
Now Reynolda sits down, and Males will come in. You know, the other thing, too, is we're talking about Sterling Black already 10 points in a quarter and a half. What kind of a defender is Matt McClory? Well, we don't really know. We have not seen Lahser play. The wild shot by Slazinski, probably because he might have gotten jarred when he took it.
Yeah, he was looking for the foul call on that one.
Now Collins. Sullivan, back to Linnell.
Hope he traveled.
That is the third traveling violation, the second in 2 possessions for the Blue Jays. Actually, the third turnover in 3 possessions for the Blue Jays, if I'm not mistaken.
See how John Madden here can run the offense with Reynolda on the bench. Got to help them, though. They got to move and get open.
Males from the foul line, and he gets the roll.
Put it up nice and soft, and got a favorable bounce that time.
2 for Ryan. It's a 3-point ball game. Those head and shoulder fakes, I think, are what may have been causing the Blue Jays to get called for traveling. Sullivan's 15-footer on the way and in.
Boy, that was off balance, too. He drilled that baby.
Sullivan has 7. The guards have 17 of the 24 for the Blue Jays. So they must have watched our game last week. Madden's first 2 comes from long range, a 2-pointer, 24-21. Good basketball game, good back and forth. Well, the miss by Black, and we'll see if they call David for going over the back. They'll be shooting free throws. Well, they might call it on Henderson.
I think Henderson might have got caught pushing underneath, Jim.
And that's the 3rd on Henderson. Now Ricky Duncan will come back into the basketball game, and Troy will sit down.
Lahser's hanging right in there. Only down 3.
And now back into the game. Well, no, for the first time, we are going to see Pete Hosty. Giving Freidinger a well-deserved rest. 1-1. So Kip is now 5 of 6 from the foul line. Only missed 1 so far, and it's a 1-pointer. 24-23. Ricky Duncan gets it to Black on the baseline. Patiently tries to get it to Ardayfio, and one off the foot. I believe the one off the foot of Scott Kip. 3:12 to go in the half. 1 point Blue Jay lead. It gets a hand on the rebound. On the inbound. Sullivan, David, long gun, no. Rebound, Collins, back up strong, no good. David's rebound, no good. And the rebound for Lahser comes out to Kip. Nails. Was ahead to Hosty, and Sullivan, or rather Duncan, tries to save it, could not do it.
Go 3 rows up there. Good job, though, by Southfield crashing the boards, Jim. They'll take, even though they missed those shots, they'll take those offensive rebounds all night. Sooner or later, they'll start going in.
Ryan Nails for Lahser. Hosty. Moves, right-hander goes. That's his second basket. And it's a 1-point Lahser lead.
Well, Lahser's done a nice job, Jim, with controlling the tempo for the most part. Southfield has not been able to get it into a running game.
Tries to go behind the back, a little too fancy. Duncan goes down, he's going to get a foul. As he tried to go after the ball a second time, and he picks up his first foul, and Lahser goes back to the line.
The other thing you got to give Lahser credit for, too, is the fact that they're really doing a nice job on David Ardayfio. On the offensive end for Southfield, they've double-teamed him, and they've kind of taken him out of the Southfield offense thus far.
Duncan will sit down now, and Oronde Patterson, Mr. Second Quarter from the Troy game, will come back in. They got a foul on the rebound, and it will go on Hosty. That'll be only the 4th team foul, though. Black down quickly, tries to force it hard inside. Now they get it ahead. The Males cut off of the pass by Chris Sullivan. The Blue Jays tried to hustle it up the floor, but the problem is that there were 5 Knights waiting at the round table.
Yeah, the Knights did react well to it.
Blue Jays almost fell asleep on that inbound as Hosty missed the layup. Black, foul line, forces inside. Oronde waits, can't get it. 3 times the Blue Jays have missed easy inside basket. And now Kip will slow it down.
Yeah, pull it right back out.
Ball tipped out of bounds for Can Sterling Black. Inside 2 minutes, second quarter, Lahser up 1.
Now, when you're getting those little putback shots and or layups underneath there, sooner or later they'll start going in.
Baseliner by Kip, in out, no. Krasinski back up, blocked by Ardayfio. Into the hands of Linnell Collins. Collins to Sullivan, back to Oronde off the glass and in.
Wow, what a pretty basket that was. He started all the way back down the other end when Ardayfio blocked the ball, and the key to the block was he didn't smack it out of bounds. He kept it in play, and Southfield turns it into a basket.
4th for Oronde. 26-25 for the foul line. Madden's third basket. He is 3 for 4. 27-26.
Well, he's been all net on his jumpers.
Freidinger getting ready to come back in inside. Patterson turns, fires, gets it. As we mentioned, over 60% from the field. We're on Dennis Rodman territory there.
All right, here's the trap. Nice pass by Madden there to break it.
Slazinski pulls up. Does he get the roll? No. Does he get the rebound? No, but the Blue Jays will with 60 seconds to go in the second quarter. 28-27. Freidinger is back in there. We'll set him up for you. He's there with Madden, Males, Slazinski, and Kip. Blue Jays have Sullivan and Black, Oronde Patterson, Linnell Collins, David Ardayfio on the baseline. Black, no. Collins with the rebound. Through his legs. Grabbed by Freidinger. Did he slap him from behind? Or he just slapped the ball from behind. And now Ricky Duncan will come in and give Chris Sullivan a blow.
Like video there, I think got a few words. The one official across the way wasn't very happy. The fact that I thought his player might have been hacked a little bit going after that rebound.
Then he gets it to Males. And the Kip turns, fires him. He gets it.
Oh, he did steal it. Oh,
almost by Slazinski. Down to Collins. What's up? Collins baseline Black. Triple T. He's trying to force it. He'll go to the line. I don't know about well, they were trapped, and that was the same situation that got Patterson a 3-second call the last time. Foul is on Madden, and that is his second.
At the line, Black, shooting
36.6% from the line.
Take a look at it underneath there. There's Black. He spins and goes to the hoop, and John Madden hacked him.
Probably felt he was going to get fouled if he went up with a shot. You know, the thing is, a guy can be a bad free throw shooter, but if he's having a good night from the line, doesn't matter. I mean, a good night from the field, but the line is part of the field.
Yeah. Boy, those are pretty.
Sterling Black has been indeed Sterling tonight. 30-29. Knocked away. Could have been a foul there. Ronde. Well, that time Duncan just was in the right place at the right time. The trailer on the play. With a foul before the shot. It'll be a Blue Jay foul. It will probably be Collins. If it is, it'll be his second.
They are, man. 1-1.
Southfield, though, Jim, forcing the tempo much quicker than Lahser would like it. Lahser kind of forced into a running game there, throwing the home run pass but drawing the foul.
Blue Jays up by 3 with 6 seconds to go, and we'll see what the strategy will be after Slazinski shoots the 1-and-1. I guess strategy will be different if he misses the first one. Slazinski, a 6'3" junior. Can't do anything with the free throw. They got to do something quick. Duncan loses it. Brown will count if it goes, and it does not. And so we have had a very entertaining first half of basketball from Southfield High School, and our halftime score. The Southfield Blue Jays 32, the Lahser Knights 29, and we'll be back to tell you all about the district play for our franchise at Southfield Lathrop, the Blue Jays and the Lahser Knights. We're going to take an opportunity now to run down some of the activities of our franchise schools and where they're going to appear. It was after 32-29, and from an individual standpoint, Scott Kipp, as you would expect, 8.6 of those from the foul line. Reynolda Brown with 7 first quarter points, and then it goes down to Madden, Males, and Slazinski. For the Blue Jays, a nice balance. Sterling Black with 12, 7 for Sullivan, Patterson, Henderson, Duncan, and Ardayfio also adding to the scoring line. And the Blue Jays only went to the line 4 times, but they converted 3. And John Madden is fouled by Chris Sullivan on the first possession of the second quarter of the first half.
Good job. Madden really surprised me, Jim, with his outside shooting. He hit for 6 there in the first half, and he feels he's got the hot hand tonight. There he takes the jumper from the wing and draws the foul.
And without McClory, who was averaging 11.5 points a game, they have picked up the scoring slack. Madden's first trip to the free throw line. 7-11 now for the Lahser Knights. It is a one-point basketball game as Madden makes both.
A little token pressure here, Jim, by Lahser.
Troy Henderson with 3 fouls, the only player on either team in foul trouble. Sullivan pulls up. Sozinski running toward the basket. He's got a hand in the way of Sullivan's shot. Reynolda Brown gets to Kip on the baseline. He walked.
Kind of surprised there. Lahser pushing the ball a little bit. Reynolda Brown there with a good feed, but Kip took the extra step.
See how they attack the trap here, and that's exactly what they have to do. Henderson on the point, at the top of the key, taking the pass. Smell that one coming from Muskegon.
Great feed by Sullivan and Ardayfio with the definitive jam.
The yellow highlight film.
Yeah.
34-31, just counts as 2. Right?
Yeah.
I always like saying that when a guy comes up with a great dunk, but in high school you don't see it happen that much.
Madden again, Jim, from the corner.
Sterling Black off the front iron. David follows it in. 6 for David, and the Blue Jays up by 3. Hanging around the basket. Pete Hosty getting ready to come into the game. Great pass inside Freidinger and a travel. Slazinski tried to get position, but had to move his feet to do so.
Tough break there. That was a good scoring opportunity there for Lahser. Slazinski real close to the basket.
Steve will sit down. Pete will come in. Those of you watching as Lahser fans, use his first name. Black baseline. Henderson tries to force it into Ardayfio, and Freidinger fouls David. And on David Freidinger, that is his first foul. He has, if I'm not mistaken, Kev, no points in the basketball game. So you talk about McClory's absence. Well, Freidinger's here, but his points aren't.
Yeah.
Oronde Patterson, triple team baseline, back out to Sterling Black.
Well, they got Ardayfio double team to the max. Kip and Freidinger.
David comes out to get the ball at the point. Sullivan. Good move to get inside. But Hosty comes down with it. Brown tipped away by Ardayfio. Let's watch Duncan Dave here.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. We're going to watch inside now. There's the feed down low, and bam! There it is. Nothing like a dunk.
Three-pointer that was Lahser ball. Everybody touched it. The last one to touch it was a BJ. Off the baseline, Madden. Little off on that one. Chip follows it, and he can't get the roll. That was a chip foul. Looks to me like Hosty. Ardayfio gets it down to Sullivan. Cross court Oronde off the glass.
Pretty pass by Sullivan, because if he had to pass it, otherwise he would have been called for traveling, and he throws a beautiful lob pass, and Patterson converts.
They don't have to run if they have that much motion in their half-court offense.
Yeah.
And that's what we're seeing tonight that we didn't see a couple of days ago. Or a week ago, if you will. Ardayfio ahead to Black. Pulls up, off the glass. No, David rebounds and puts it in.
Lahser looks tired, Jim. They look real tired right now for some odd reason.
They are going to call a timeout because the Blue Jays, I think, Kevin, we talked about this a couple of minutes ago, too, about the fact that they're getting motion in their half-court offense, which means usually when you're playing a slow-down tempo style, you can rest. But Southfield is making them play defense each trip down the floor, not just when they run.
Yeah, that wears on you after a while.
If you are looking for up-to-the-minute sports news, look no further than Sports View Today right here on LO11. Join Ron Cameron and Bob Page as they tell you what's happening in the world of sports. All the action comes your way Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, 7:30 on LO11. Let me elaborate a second on what we're talking about, the National Honor Society. A couple of guys who we saw on LO11 football-wise also honored in that same ceremony, Billy Troy and also Carl Miller. And we also want to congratulate all the other young men and women of Southfield High School and anybody else who's in our franchise area whose hard work has paid off as they were inducted into the National Honor Society. Congratulations. Stepped on the sideline did Reynolda Brown, and the Blue Jays with a 7-point lead have the basketball. Black baseline, Kip comes out to get him. Oronde takes it up at the top of the circle. Sullivan. Baseline, David out of his range. Patterson bounces pass inside, hits everybody on the leg. Kip picks it up.
Good job defensively there by Lahser.
Sullivan almost steals the Madden pass. Kip puts it up, puts it down. That's 10 for Scott. First 2.5 as Sterling Black began his drive. Reynolda Brown reached in and fouled him. And on Reynolda, that's going to be his second. That'll be the second team foul. 5-point Blue Jay lead. Halfway through the third quarter at Lahser. Inside Troy Henderson, and he'll see if he goes to the line. Hosty, based on his reaction, picks up his second foul.
Good cut, Jim, by Henderson to find the open space on the floor there. Turn and draw the foul.
That is the third team foul, and it only comes midway through the third quarter. Cross-court pass, tried for the alley-oop, and Ardayfio was there. And Oronde thought it might have been for him, and ends up in the hands of Lahser.
Would have been spectacular had they converted that one.
Madden, Slazinski, Brown, Freidinger, and Kip. Dave with the baseliner. That's his first 2 points in the basketball game, averaging in double figures this year.
Good patience by Freidinger there, Jim, as he pumped the jumper once and then got the defender up and then took the shot.
Henderson fakes, goes up, and Scott Kip gets him. Blue Jays are a little more patient under the basket now, too. We're not getting the standing around or the traveling that we were getting earlier.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of getting it inside, too. And I think part of that is maybe Ardayfio steps out of the lane a little bit, and that frees up some space because when they double team him, that brings the double team outside, and that should open up the middle a little bit more.
Henderson now 2 for 3 from the line, coming into the game 52.4%, which is about the average for the Southfield Blue Jays. Troy's made his last 3 after missing his first one. It's back up to 5 now. 42-37, the Blue Jays trap.
Got to dribble, got to dribble.
Tipped by Sullivan, grabbed by Ardayfio. Black. Good pass to Oronde. He can't get it. Freidinger loses it, but it's picked up smartly by Reynolda, and now Ardayfio ahead to Troy Henderson. Tell you, when Henderson came down with his feet going back and forth, that'll count, and Reynolda Brown picks up the foul. And I don't know if he's frustrated or he's hurt. He's got his right arm over his face. Henderson's shot was quite an exceptional one, but we were going to say that when he came down with the basketball on the baseline, a lot of times in high school, those feet are flapping, even if you haven't gotten position.
Yeah, they call you for the travel. I think Reynolda got hit in the mouth there. He's holding his mouth as he walks back toward the bench. We'll take a look at that again. Watch underneath now. Henderson, nice job. Pump fake. So he might have hit Brown with his elbow as he went up for the shot. But a good play there by Troy Henderson.
It's an 8-point lead, and Troy Henderson now has 2 baskets and 4 free throws, so he's up to 10 for the night. That would be 12. That would be 8 for the night. Kip from the paint.
Oh my! Didn't even move the net.
All 3 of his shots have gone exactly the same way. We will see Collins and Duncan at the next dead ball. Double dribble. Looks like somebody got a hand in on it before he dribbled. So Collins is in there, number 23 for the Blue Jays. So too is Ricky Duncan. Those are the backcourt substitutions. No, they're going to leave. Yeah, they're going to take Black and Sullivan out. So Henderson, Ardayfio, and Patterson are in there. Carvin Midget, haven't seen him since football season. Is in there now, 5'8" senior. Kip on the baseline, no. Ardayfio takes away another rebound. Well, high school traveler.
Took that just a half step there before he released the ball, and consequently gets called for the travel.
Ooh, Carvin Midget. Baseline Freinger back to Carv. Tries to get it into Slazinski. Slazinski looked like he was going to lose the ball, and smartly and it back out to his guard. Ryan Mayo.
Nearly walked.
Freinger inside Slazinski, and looks like we're going to get it on Oronde, and if it is on Patterson, that'll be his first.
That was good movement, though, by Lahser to get the ball down low to Slazinski, and then he showed good patience there, did a little pump fake, both Blue Jay players up off the ground, and then he draws the foul.
33.
Good job by the Knights getting the ball in low.
That's his second. Steve Slazinski at the line, shooting 2.
That is only their third free throw attempt. Well, actually, both teams 3 out of 3 from the line in the third quarter. Minute 54 to go in it, and the Blue Jays win opportunities to get it up to 7-8 points. Now find it down to 4, 45 to 41.
Mike Fidio here goes to a full court press.
They break it with Oronde Patterson behind the back off the glass. No. Tip by Ardayfio. No. Rebound. Not yet. Carvin Midget has it. So they can cut it in half again.
Yeah, like you said, Jim, every time Southfield looks like they're going to pull away, Lahser has a little run and gets right back in it.
Freinger baseline. Back out to Midget. Carvin. Left foul line extended. Kip back up in air.
Good position there by Kip on the baseline to get the offensive rebound. I think Fidio going to his bench there, refreshed the troops a little bit. Dave gets called for a travel.
A walk so small it takes a microscope to find it.
Yeah. John Cameron Swayze said
no, I think Charles Kent Reaver said that.
Yeah, Charles Kent Reaver, that's right.
When he was a basketball official.
Yeah.
Slazinski, air ball off the baseline. He gets his own rebound, goes back up and scores. And he was fouled. Steve Slazinski. Good nose for the basketball. Blue Jay foul will go on Troy Henderson. That's his 4th.
I think by going to the full court pressure, Jim, Lahser's confused Southfield a little bit. And now Henderson is limping a little bit as he heads over to the Southfield bench.
Sullivan will come back in and replace him. And Slazinski will go to the line.
Probably use Sullivan's ball handling and his poise out there, too, to combat the press that Lahser is putting on him right now.
It may be that ankle that kept him out for a while. So Slazinski puts down his 3rd free throw of the quarter. Sullivan will break the trap eventually. Good job to Oronde. Now on the baseline, the Blue Jays underneath to Patterson. Fine pass from Linnell Collins as Oronde gets his 10th point of the night.
Slazinski was upset with one of his teammates there. I think he thinks somebody missed an assignment there to leave Patterson so wide open.
And Freinger stepped on the baseline. On the sideline, I should say. So the Blue Jays have an opportunity to put it back up to 3. Patterson, Ardayfio. I wonder if David's going to be a little self-conscious now when he gets the ball.
Yeah.
Sullivan open for 3. Duncan open for 3. Sullivan open for 3. On the baseline, Collins, he'll reverse it. Would have counted had it gone Slazinski or Freinger on the foul. And so, well, they have to restrain Collins. And I'll tell you something, you expect that kind of contact when you go underneath the basket.
Yeah, good drive there by Linnell Collins, though, to go to the reverse layup. Let's take a look at it. Pretty good movement here by Southfield. There's the ball to Collins. Now watch the reverse. And, he's a little upset there with Slazinski, I think. There was a little extraneous contact after the foul. I think I can understand Collins being upset there.
Now, Linnell gets his first point of the basketball game. That was Slazinski's first foul. Collins, a 50.7% foul shooter. Makes them both, and I'm going to keep my mouth shut. And I want to tell you that the Blue Jays are 8 out of 9 for the foul line here tonight. Like I said, I must have watched their game the other night. No foul line foul-ups, at least so far. 6 seconds on the third quarter clock. 4, 3, good defense. Madden will count if it goes, and it does not. So we have completed 3 from Southfield Lahser. Nothing's been decided yet, except to tell you that after 3, Blue Jays 49, Lahser Knights 46. Bobby Batista spot, about whom Jerry Seasting said, you know you've been away from home a long time, Jerry Seasting, when he was with the Boston Celtics, when even Bobby Batista doesn't look good. So anyway, we are ready for fourth quarter action, and Chris Sullivan's out there along with Duncan and Henderson, Ardayfio, and Collins. We will set the Lahser Knights for you momentarily. It's a 3-point ball game. Great pass, reverse Collins, and that one does not go. And Slazinski, I believe that if it's on Steve, it's going to be his second foul. Blue Jays are going to be shooting forever because they've been in the bonus since about midway through the third quarter.
That must have been maybe just a little variation of the last play that Collins drew a foul on. Once again, he got the ball on the baseline and then had the chance for the reverse layup.
Oh my. David Ardayfio, who, well, his free throw shooting was kind of exposed. He just had a bad night the other night at Troy.
Well, you know what they say, Jim, about foul shooting is that, when a team's cold, it seems to spread throughout to everybody, and then conversely, when they're hot, it seems to spread through everybody also.
And they've only missed one tonight, and that was Henderson on a 3-point play. It's a 5-point lead right now on the Blue Jays.
Oh, nice steal.
Collins gets around the official. Now to David.
Oh!
Whoa. Where's that guy from Iowa that won the Dick Vitale down the right hand? Off the baseline, Hostino. Now to Carvin Midget. Good fake. Carvin gets it to go.
That's a big basket for Lahser. They needed that. Oh, nearly a bad pass by Ardayfio on the inbound.
Duncan, baseline. Oronde fakes, goes up, and scores. Oronde with a dozen. And the Blue Jays are up by 7. The reason I made that Vitale remark, one of these times I want to go slow motion.
Yeah.
Sullivan almost steals the pass to Midget. Carvin's got it. Now to John Madden, looking on the baseline for Kip. Stolen by Duncan, and he is fouled from behind by John Madden. That is 3 on John.
I think they banged knees there on the, they were scrambling for the loose ball.
See who's going to stride to the line for the Blue Jays. If it is Ricky Duncan, he has 2 points on the night. Try to get the Blue Jay lead to its highest point.
Well, they're just draining him tonight. They are draining him.
Duncan coming into the game as a 39.2% foul shooter. He must like this place. We call it enemy hardwood because usually when they play here, they are the enemy.
Yeah.
He misses. David rebounds. Baseliner goes.
Big basket.
So David has himself 14 points. They have spread the wealth here at Lahser. 58-48. Sullivan tips. Rebound. Slazinski picked it up, and it'll count if it goes. And the Blue Jays will pick up their 4th foul of the half. And the foul will go on Ricky Duncan. That'll be his 2nd. And Slazinski will go back to the line.
I was just getting ready to say, probably about time for Reynolda Brown to come back in, and lo and behold, there he goes to the scorer's table and comes on in. They need his speed, and they also need his outside shooting, I think, right now, Lahser does, in order to make a run here to try and cut into this 10-point deficit.
Slazinski had made 3 after missing his first, so he's 3 out of 5. Puts the pair. The whistle will signify Ryan Mayles coming back into the game, and Freidinger sitting down. The Lahser Knights will be playing in the Utica Eisenhower district. Southfield playing in the Catholic Central bandbox, if you will.
Mike's video, Jim, going to a quicker lineup here, I think, to try and stay with that up-tempo style in order to get back in the game.
Relentless would be the way to describe Linnell Collins on that sequence. And Collins gets his first basket of the game. He's got 4. The Blue Jays up by their largest margin of the game. Slazinski goes cross to Brown. Stolen. Alternate possession, by the way, will go to Lahser. Madden misses. Slazinski wide open. You can see why Slazinski averages almost 8 rebounds a game. Great position. Kip steps in front of Collins to get that errant pass, and it's a 9-point lead. Every time the Blue Jays get a run, Lahser has a run left in him, and Patterson just almost effortlessly tips the ball out of bounds.
Ardayfio's been doing a nice job, though, on Scott Kipp. We haven't called his name in a while, and I think Lahser needs to get him going in order to get back into this ballgame.
And he will get going at the free throw line. The Blue Jays will be called for their 15th foul. Well, I believe on Ardayfio. Henderson comes back into the lineup.
Southfield foul, number 13, Oronde.
And we're calling on Oronde, and that's his second.
Got Kip at the line, shooting 2.
One a night, a couple of nights ago, in their final conference game against the undefeated Rochester Falcons. What a great performance by a young man who I don't think a lot of people have heard of.
Yeah.
And we may see him at college one day, and don't know where he is headed. But he's a young man, I think, that if he decides to play basketball, he's going to be one of those blue-collar guys. Ricky Duncan misses the finger roll. Here's Scott Kipp. Oh. I don't know if he wanted to dunk. No, he's pulled up lane now. His left foot, his left ankle.
Harry Vanden breaks to the call timeout, Jim. That was a real silly pass there from half court to try to do a showtime jam there for Ardayfio. Not a good play there by the Blue Jays.
Yeah, that's not the kind of transition you really want, because everybody was scattered, including the offensive players. And so he calls timeout with 5:08 to go. I don't know what happened on the other end there, unless I know Kip wasn't going to dunk.
Yeah.
I just think that maybe he lost his footing and was thinking about it rather than just doing it. Sometimes when you think about things, that's where you run into your problems.
Yeah, he seemed to be favoring his left ankle a little bit too as he came back to the bench. So we'll see if that might be a factor when they come back out onto the floor.
We just want to remind you also one more time that our next game on Winter Sports 89 will be 1 week from tonight. Whatever night you're watching, we will have the game for you. It'll be a district final. It'll either be here at Lathrop or it will be at Madison High School. Madison High School, because that is where the Oak Park Redskins are playing. You've heard of the Golden Girls. Well, the Golden Guys will be playing in that particular district, as we mentioned at halftime. And it's either going to be there if they're in the finals or here if they are not. The man in the middle is Tom Eschman, the track coach at Southfield High School. And we congratulate Tom on a great job last year as the Southfield Blue Jays win the Class A track title.
Boy, that should have been over and back, right? Bob Davis in the truck called that. That should have been called.
That happened in the first half, too, didn't it?
Yeah.
Freidinger misses. Collins. Well, that would have counted had it gone. Great pass from Ardayfio to Collins. And, boy, I'll tell you, he's something else when he gets that ball on the baseline or anywhere near it.
Yeah, super outlet by Ardayfio, but a nice play by Brown, too. At least he fouled him enough to throw the shot off, send him to the foul line, and earn the 2 points. Mike Video right now talking to
John Madden.
John Madden, that's right.
Know if he's going to ride home on a team bus or take the Madden Cruiser.
Just the train.
Madden Cruisers.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything about that.
I love it either. No,
you jumped on it.
I'm sure that, I'll tell you, wish he had half his money or what he spends on tips.
Boy, I know.
Collins puts them both down, and it's a 10-point Blue Jay lead late in the game. Madden from the right foul line extension.
Boy, when he's open, he buries it. I mean, he just buries it when he gets open.
A dozen for Madden. 4.5 minutes to play. Blue Jays up 8. Patterson almost got it picked by Slazinski. Now the Blue Jays will take the proverbial air out of the basketball. Duncan and Collins, Ardayfio, Henderson, and Patterson. Everybody's played well for Southfield tonight, and I think that's very important going into a tournament. There have been too many times where you are playing your first tournament game against the team that's your last regular season game on the schedule.
Right.
And the Blue Jays would like to, well, there are a lot of things. Slazinski steal. Duncan behind him. Slazinski, no. They're going to call. Oh, my goodness. No. Turn that monitor around. Oh, no.
Tough call. Mike Video just shakes his head over that one. That was tough break.
So do we.
Oh, well. That's part of the game, though.
Yeah, they've done a nice job.
They have. They really have.
You can really do too much complaining. Duncan almost knocked it away from Madden. Reynolda Brown, Ryan Males, Freidinger, and Slazinski make up the rest of the Fidio 5 out there. Madden off the baseline, no. Ardayfio steals the rebound. Going to find out from Gary Lutz after the game how many rebounds he's got David for. I could guess and probably be pretty close. Averaging 15 per game. Almost half of those rebounds on the offensive glass.
Yeah, they did a real good job on the offensive glass.
Half of his average, though, has come on the offense this season. David to a Rodman and shoot a three-pointer. No. Good dump inside. Troy Henderson, that would have counted. Nice interior pass by Oronde Patterson. Now changing of the guards as Duncan and Collins will come out and Sullivan and Black will come in.
A good ball movement there, Jim, by Southfield, and they got the ball down low, and of course got the get the shot. You don't make it, but you get the 2 free throws, and they'll take that.
Henderson from the line tonight is 4 out of 5. This is a very interesting quandary that Harry Vandenbrink finds himself in. Now, who are you going to start against CC on Monday night?
CC, I believe, playing in Operation Friendship tonight, I think.
Yep.
That's always a factor. That happened a couple years ago, Jim, to my alma mater, Aquinas. They played an Operation Friendship on a Friday, turned around and played River Rouge the following Monday, and were upset on their home floor by Rouge.
64-54, and that can do it to you. I'll tell you, that is one of the reasons why they set these crossover games. And that will not count. We'll continue my thought in a minute. We'll see who they're going to call it on. It may be on Henderson. Nope. It's going to be on Ardayfio, I believe. Chris Sullivan, as I said. As Madden goes to the line, let me continue my thought, and that is not what I was going to say. First time in a while. Madden misses. Ardayfio rebounds, and Kip's going to get called, and Ardayfio will shoot 1 and 1.
Talking about the crossover schedule.
David's going to go to the line, and Kip picks up his second foul. Yeah, the crossover games in the past, there were problems before where one would play 1, 2 would play 2, and up and down the list. Well, last year's debacle here, where Troy was supposed to play Troy was supposed to play somewhere else, and Seaholm was supposed to be here. They decided we're going to have a crossover game. We're going to know ahead of time. 2 years ago, Southfield played Lahser the last game of the season, the crossover game. And so they're trying to keep things like that from happening and not run into those things where you wear yourself out in your final regular season game, and you get 2 days to prepare for a Monday game.
Yeah.
And we're going to get a timeout by Lahser. Let me carry that point one step further. There are a lot of coaches who would like to see a situation where they play their last game on a Thursday. So if they fall into a situation where they're playing Monday, they've got that extra day. So if they run into a situation where they're playing a crosstown rival for some reason or an Operation Friendship game, then they don't run out of momentum.
They run out of steam and they only have 2 days off before your next game.
It's tough. Something that's not tough to handle. A good show, Silent Network. LO11 can bring you a variety of programming for the deaf and hearing impaired, ranging from sound off and say it with sign to hear dog and much more. Look for the Silent Network on LO11. Check Channel 11's program schedule for the exact days and times. I'll tell you something. We could use some closed caption for tonight for me.
Actually,
you're going to struggle.
You've hung in there pretty well, though.
Yeah, but you hang around Eli's Zarrett all the time, so, you know.
Yeah, you get used to it, right?
You get used to that kind of. Kevin is very important to Eli, we should point out, because he has to tie Eli's tie or bring his knot up just tight enough so that Eli only gets enough air so he can sound the way he does.
Pay me some big bucks for that.
Oh, I think so. Reynolda for three. Ball hit the top of the backboard, and so it will be Southfield Blue Jay basketball. Another interesting stat about the Southfield basketball team, they have given up 63.8 points a game. They have scored 63.5, so an average game for them is a tie.
Yeah.
Since that ball did not touch anybody as it went inbounds and then out of bounds, it will be inbounded from the spot that it was inbounded by the other team. Slazinski will do it, and he gets it to John Madden. Mail inside to Madden, and his rainbow does not have a pot of gold at the end of it.
Well, the Jays are really pushing it too much here, and Harry Vandenbrink gets right up off the bench, and I think he wants them to slow it down here. They have a 12-point lead. There's really no need for them to push it looking for the fast break layup.
This is the time when they have to show some patience so that they don't make the kind of mistakes that could cost them a basketball game in the tournament.
Yeah.
Carvin Midget, ooh, out. Boy, he paid the price. That is an assist with a capital A on it. And Scott Kipp gets it down. Kipp has 18. Kipp has 17. Sullivan, double team. Or almost a triple team. Slazinski looked like he wanted to move over. Sullivan, as cool as I see the guard in the backcourt. Good job. Ardayfio, Black. Great ball movement by the Blue Jays.
Nice job by Sterling Black to keep his hands up in the air, and Ardayfio saw him.
That is what this team needs to do more of, especially in their half-court offense. This ball is headed out of bounds, and Henderson picks it up. Here they go. Oronde is fouled from behind by Scott Kipp.
I think Oronde was thinking dunk there. He had the dunk look on.
And while Oronde goes to the foul line for the first time of the game, we want to thank the head coach of the Lahser Knights of Bloomfield Hills, Mike Fidio, and the athletic director, one of the highly respected athletic directors in Oakland County, Norm Quinn, for their assistance. Also to Harry Vandenbrink and Art Carency at Southfield High School, and also to the athletic director here at Southfield Lahser, and that, of course, is Darryl Harper, who's not here. He has left it in the capable hands of Art Carency to oversee the activities here. Oronde Patterson, I'll tell you, the Blue Jays are getting all the rolls tonight.
Yeah.
We will have the final free throw statistics at the end of the game, and if you're not sitting down, you might want to.
That's only the second miss, right?
That's the third miss.
Third miss?
Third miss tonight. So they are, something like 17 out of 20. Madden Good job that time by Greer, who got his hand in there and forced the jump ball. Alternate possession goes to Lahser.
Go ahead, Jim.
No, I'm just trying to contemplate who we're going to have for postgame.
Harry Vanderbrink has to be real pleased with this victory. His team has really looked sharp tonight in all phases of the game.
Gets another Blue Jay foul, and it will go on Chris Greer. That'll be the second on Chris, and Scott Kipp now will go to the line.
Sure, this game usually for a senior player, their final home game is always emotional. The last time you'll wear the school colors in front of the fans, so a little bit of emotion missing because you're not playing on your home court, but still a big night for the Southfield seniors.
Southfield, I know, does not project this way, but they could very well be back here. They need 3 victories at Catholic Central. They get the first one. A lot of people think the second and third ones will be easier. Now, we will pick on David Ardayfio and maybe Oronde Patterson as our players of the game. And to force it, Franklin tried to get it to Greer, and the ball goes out of bounds. .38 seconds to go in this one. Blue Jays have put Clarence Rose out there, or Terrence Rose out there. Marvin Reynolds. Kipp turns. He gets it. (69-58) on the baseline. Now to Rose. Marvin can't get it. Greer fights for it and fills it out.
Good play. Boy, he got good position and then went right back up with it.
Darvin Midget from somewhere out on Evergreen Road, and that is it. The Southfield Blue Jays with a methodical, if not impressive, I don't want to say methodical because it wasn't methodical. They had to struggle, but they end up winning by 13 points, 71-58. And we'll be back with David and Oronde and just wrap it all up for you in just a moment. Very animated and very loose practice yesterday, and they were going to be ready for tonight's game, and they definitely were in beating the Bloomfield Hills Lahser Knights by 13. And one of the big stories has to be this gentleman, and first time I've interviewed him that wasn't at a hockey game, David Ardayfio. David, first of all, I must ask the question, how hard was it to think about this game when you knew for the 3rd straight year you were going to play CC in the opening game of the tournament?
What our coach did is told us take that out of mind, just worry about this game today, winning this first, and then that can continue on to the tournament. So we worry about winning this game before we worry about Catholic Central.
The 2 aspects of the Southfield game that Kevin and I pointed out that really were deficient the last time we saw you were free throw shooting, which has been deficient all season long, quite obviously, and also your guard play. Now, tonight, everything seemed to work for you. Has free throw shooting been something you guys have been working on, or you just take it as it comes?
We take it as it comes. Well, today we had confidence. That's what usually helps. But when we have our confidence, we make them. But when we don't, everybody's missing it. We all tend to miss together. But when we start making it, everybody makes it. That's how it is.
In guard play today, Kevin's going to talk to Sterling in just a second, but it seemed that Chris Sullivan and Sterling in the backcourt was a good combination for you guys because it gave you a little bit of stability. What are your observations?
Yeah, I did that. Chris is a real smart player. He knows how to distribute the ball around. He made a couple of nice passes in there. And Sterling's a real good shooter. We get him the ball, he makes it for us.
I would be remiss if we didn't talk about your academic prowess. I know that there are a lot of schools that are after you, and I know that you have to feel very proud that when you leave Southfield, you'll be leaving as a scholar athlete. How much does that combination mean to you?
It means a lot to me and my parents. My parents really stressed the academic portion of it, and the athletic will come with that. And I'm really happy that I got my academic record straight.
Okay, and we look forward to hopefully seeing you back here on this floor in a couple of weeks, and if you're able to escape Catholic Central. You haven't been able to do that the last couple of years, but I know that that's going to be one of your goals, I know, as a departing senior.
Yeah, it will be. We'll try to beat them this time. If we can beat them, they're the best team in that league we got there, so if we can get by them, hopefully we can get through that district.
Thank you, David, and congratulations on a great season and a great school year.
Thank you.
David Ardayfio with, what do we have him for, 15, 16 points and probably that many more rebounds. And the gentleman who was getting the ball to him an awful lot when he wasn't shooting it himself is talking to Kevin.
All right, thank you, Jim. Sterling Black here joins us over here. Sterling, first of all, to tell us the guards. The last time we did you against Troy had an off night. Did you guys kind of try to consciously get together and say, hey, we got to have a better game tonight?
Yes, we felt that if we play well, that the big fellas will do like they always do, and we will win by a large margin today. We just had to focus on free throw shooting.
How about being a senior tonight? Is it kind of weird to play your last game here at Lahser?
Yes, I like to play in our gym. We're used to the rims and the scenery, but we just had to adjust and play well here. That's the best they could do for us.
Do you think it helped, though, that you had played some games here before? Because you guys didn't seem tentative at all out here.
Well, we've been practicing here the last couple of days. We were able to get used to the rims and the scenery, so we were able to adjust very well.
10-10 season, you guys have had some up and downs at times this year, but you end on a high note. Do you think that'll help you as you go into the districts against CC?
Yes, we had a very loose practice and nice talk, and we all want CC real bad because we've been defeated. We're 0-2 against them the last 2 years, and if we get through there, we should win that district and be here for the regional.
Be a great capper to senior year, huh?
Yes, it would.
All right, Sterling, congratulations. Keep it up, and we'll look forward to seeing you hopefully later on this season.
Okay, thanks.
I'm gonna stick the mic in front of you one more time. I'm gonna ask you a question. We found out that last year you didn't even make the varsity, didn't play any basketball at all. Do you feel that this year was a proving year for everybody that really didn't think you could do it at Southfield?
Well, in my atmosphere, everybody thought I should have made it, I should have played, and things like that. It's just I didn't get along with Mr. Smith, and being the nice person that he is, Mr. Vanderbilt was able to give me a chance. I was able to play summer ball and prove myself, and go on there and work hard to get all my achievements this year.
Well, that's called being persistent, and hopefully it'll keep you guys going through the tournament, and hopefully we'll see you back here in a couple weeks.
Okay, thank you.
Sterling Black, and a young man who was persistent, perseverance, whatever you want to call it, and it's good to see him coming through as well. Let's take a look at the scoring. We'll first of all look at the scoring for the Lahser Knights, and they were led by Scott Kipp, who scored 21 points, above his season average, and he had to pick it up. We talked about the absence of Matt McClory, excuse me, for Saturday night, who had 11.5 points a game, absent because he missed the bus. Anyway, the other scores, double figures, Don Madden, 12. Steve Slazinski had 12 points, 7 for former Blue Jay Reynolda Brown, 2 each for Dave Feidinger, and Dave coming in averaging 10.2 points a game, 2 for Carvin Midget, and 2 for Ryan Miles. Free throw shooting, if you're keeping score, 13 of 22 for the Lahser Knights. The Southfield Blue Jays were led by David Ardayfio, the dunking machine tonight again. He had 3 of them. 14 for Sterling Black, 13 for Oronde Patterson, 10 for Troy Henderson, 7 for Chris Sullivan, 6 for Linnell Collins. Ricky Duncan had 3. Chris Greer had 2, and the Southfield Blue Jays went to the free throw line 21 times and came away successful 18 times. And that has really got to make people feel happy. Sterling was talking about the rims at Southfield. They've got to love the rims here.
Oh, boy, I know. They hit 18 out of 21. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm sure that's pretty close to a season high for them. And that has to make Harry Vandenbrink pretty happy going into the tournament because free throw shooting is really, really key, particularly in late in the game. And, boy, that's something that if they can have that aspect of their game really working well, that they could be dangerous.
And, of course, as we mentioned during the broadcast, did the Friendship Game, Operation Friendship Game, take more out of Catholic Central than maybe another type of rivalry would? That'll be a very interesting point. I doubt it, and whatever it might have taken out of them, they'll get it back with a home court advantage on Monday night or tonight or 2 nights ago, whatever. Check your calendar, Southfield and CC. Now, we will be with you 1 week from tonight at either Madison High School or here at Southfield Lahser. We'll be at Madison if Oak Park makes it through to the finals. Probably will take on Benedictine. That should be a wild one. Now, if there is no Oak Park in the finals of the district in Madison, we'll be here for what potentially could be See Home and Rice. But keep an eye on the newspapers, keep an eye on the LO11 program guide, and they will kind of guide you to what our game will be. But we'll have one for you right here, this time slot next week at 8 o'clock on LO11. That's going to do it for this one. For Kevin Burns and our entire